Good morning. This is Pastor Marvin Osborne with First Baptist Church of Birmingham, Ohio. We're going to look at Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. Maybe this is a topic you have not looked at this way. When we think about an abomination, we certainly think about homosexuality, and people are quick to tout that is an abomination. And of course it is. But look what it says here. In Proverbs 11:1, it says, "A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight." That idea of fraudulent practices, doing things to skirt the issues, to you're selling a car and you know the transmission is bad, and you're going to skirt around that. You're not going to disclose that so you can get more money than what it's worth. That idea of taking advantage of somebody. You have a knowledge of something and you're refusing to reveal that so it becomes an advantage to you. He says that's an abomination. He says a false balance, and you think about the balance there is that of a scale. And the scale, when you are going to, let's say you're going to weigh gold, and you have to weigh it against something so you know how much gold you have, and so you have a weight on there, and maybe that weight is supposed to be 16 ounces, but in truth it is 15.7 ounces. It's not quite 16 ounces. You know that, but he doesn't know that, or so that it makes it think that he's getting a rightful amount for the amount of gold that he's giving, but in truth you're cheating him. You're getting that extra smidgens of gold there, which could add up. You know how the price of gold is and everything else, and that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen in the business realm, and it shouldn't happen in the church, and it shouldn't happen among believers. And so many people say that, well, it's not personal, it's business. Well, wouldn't the same be true? People will say, well, it's not spiritual, it's business. Well, as I've said before, it's all spiritual. How we act in the house of God, and how we act at home, and how we act in the workplace, and how we act when we go to the stores and go to the bank, and how we pay our bills and raise our kids, and you go through all that. It's all spiritual. It's all a reflection of our faith in Jesus Christ. We're supposed to be not men pleasers, but God pleasers, and we should be working as unto the Lord. And if we really believe that God controls all things, why are we looking to cheat anybody? Our word should be our bond. People should think of you and think of that's a person of integrity. They shouldn't have to make sure they count the change that you're going to give them back from any transaction to make sure you gave the right amount of money. They should be able to put it in their pocket, knowing that you did right by them. And unfortunately, that's not always true among believers. I've seen some real scam artists in my day, and people will take advantage of gullible Christians. And we had a church nearby here that, actually two churches, wherein someone came in and they were selling what amounted to be as a get-rich-quick scheme, and people, the church opened up to them, and they got people to invest in it, and then another church heard about it, and the pastor invested into it, and it was a scam. It was a scam, and everybody lost their money, and it was a false balance. It says something about those who are looking for that get-rich-quick scheme type thing as well, doesn't it? But it also talks about the lack of integrity among the one who was taking advantage of them. Well, that's a grand scale, but so many times it happens on a lesser scale, where we know somebody may be in a desperate situation, and then we begin to take advantage of their desperate state, and they have to sell a gun, or they have to sell a rare book, or they have to sell whatever, their mother's china, and it's worth a certain price, but you're going to lowball them. You're going to lowball them. You're going to critique it. You're going to say, well, all I can do is this and all I can do is that. And that's stuff They're talking about an integrity issue. And he says here, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Isn't it interesting that this matters to God? How you live your life matters to God. How we treat fellow believers matters to God. How we conduct business. Why? Because even among believers, when we conduct business among believers, we should be a reflection of Jesus Christ. Our integrity should speak for itself. People should be able to say, that's a Christian, and you can trust him. Is that what it said of you? It should be. This is Pastor Marvin Osborne saying God loves you, and I love you as well, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.